Good evening and welcome to Friday night here at the 2026 New Holland Canadian Under-20 Championships. It is playoff time. They're only introducing the teams and the crowd is very loud already. I'm Helen Radford with Curling Canada and I'm joined today by Mark Robinson here. We are thrilled to be with you through this game tonight. We have a lot of great games. Mark, tell us about a couple of the games that are going on here.
We've got some really good battles. I'm going to start with the one that I've really been, paying maybe close attention to over the last couple of hours. I've been looking at that Sheet D battle. We've got the battle of the two Alberta teams. Alberta number 1, Peter Hlushak, and Jackson Heber from Alberta number 2. These are men's semifinals, and of course, Quebec and Ontario playing on Sheet B. We've got Team Tremblay against Team McDougall. And in another women's quarterfinal on Sheet A, we're going to be taking a look at Manitoba number 1, Team Hayward, and Team Newfoundland Labradors, Team Locke. So we've got 4 really good games on the ice tonight.
Oh, there's a lot on the line here. Our feature game tonight on Sheet C is Team Quebec Fortin versus Team Nova Scotia Regan. These teams finished in separate pools. So out of Pool A is Team Fortin. They had a 7-1 record. And out of Pool B is Team Regan. They had a 5-3 record. Because Fortin had a better win-loss record, even though they were in another pool, they were able to choose the raw color, and they had second practice. They chose red, so you see Nova Scotia kicking things off here. Ella Kinley. She's lead for Nova Scotia. And Team Quebec, they had a draw for Hammer because they are in separate pools. And Quebec won the draw for Hammer. So they will throw last this first end.
Yeah, and both their draws on the button, right on the button. So wouldn't surprise me to see Quebec throw either a corner guard or, try to junk it up a little bit in the first end. They watched their practice and they made a lot of really nice draws right off the bat. Ice is looking just as good as always. So.
Yeah, and that's what's fantastic here is the athletes know what to expect. We've been here for a week now, and Tom Leonard and his ice crew have just done an absolute phenomenal job. Same speed, same curl. It's been great playing conditions. You see lead here, Megan Fortin. She is just playing an easy hit down here. Little bit of a rollout, so it gives Ella a chance to throw another draw. So one of the semifinal games, Quebec versus Ontario on Sheet B, that's on the other YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube Curling Canada, you'll see you're watching our feature game. And then the other game, the men's semifinal, you'll be able to see that. That's static. But you can definitely hear everybody in the arena. So with 4 games going and parents very excited and wanting to cheer. And what's also nice is a lot of the curlers who aren't in the playoffs are here cheering for their friends. And sometimes, fellow provincial or, yeah, they also know each other. A number of these players are here over a couple of years over their career, and so they get to know each other from different provinces and territories, which is fantastic.
And all these athletes look just so friendly this week, whether it's with their competitors or with all of us volunteers here this week. It's it's great to see such a great group of athletes, coaches, and yeah, like you said, just glancing through the stands, I'm seeing so many of the athletes cheering just about everyone on. I don't even know if it really matters who's on the ice. They're just here for a good time.
Kaylee Smith, second stone for Nova Scotia. She's going to come down and just look to exchange that rock in the forefoot. So with a hit and roll out, it gives Quebec a chance to draw. So Megan LaFrance, we'll see which way they're... Oh, she's going to throw to the intern side. We've got two sets of sisters on this Quebec team. They're not in the front end or back end together. They split them up. I should have asked Brandon, the coach, if that was on purpose.
It's strategic.
Yes. So Megan Fortin, the lead. She is sisters with Julianne Fortin, the skip. And then Megan LaFrance, the second, is sisters with Emmy LaFrance, the third. Really nice weight.
Really nice draw. We saw a few early in the ends. The hits maybe running a little bit straighter. We've seen a few rollouts. First playoff games for these teams, so we may even see maybe a few nerves coming into play. They're just overthrowing them just a little bit, so we'll see them maybe dial the weight down as the end goes along.
Good brushing, not able to quite get that over to nose it. So gives Megan a chance to throw the other way.
Always liked as a player getting the opportunity to throw a free draw to the rings right from the first end. Just give you a really good chance to settle in, get rid of any butterflies or any nerves. Coming down pretty nicely.
So Olivia McDonough, third for Nova Scotia, looking to just exchange rocks with Quebec. Nova Scotia hitting and rolling out a little bit here. I might want to... Ice might be straightening up just a little bit.
Yeah, all the misses on the hits have been wide so far.
If you're just tuning in, you can also catch the live scores on Curling Canada's website, curling.ca/scoreboard, and you can find out what all the line scores are across the 4 sheets here. We'll give you updates as the game goes along. Ice has been so quick here this week.
I've been seeing about 16 to 16.5 on average all week. That one timed at 14.6, so just a little bit more weight than they were hoping to throw there.
The curlers have adjusted well, because that is a fast hog-to-hog time. But they have adjusted, and they had to bring their weights down too, whether with hits as well, because a lot of them were overthrowing them at the beginning of the week.
So many of these teams getting used to kind of that hack board weight shot, especially late in the week. We've seen a lot of shots made around some really tight guards. And all these teams really getting adjusted to that type of weight.
So Emmy looking to hit, make sure she doesn't jam on the back. That's a really nice weight that she threw there. Brings the brushers into play.
Really good communication there by the front end to make sure the skip knows exactly what weight is coming at her. It makes no mistake.
So we're already into skip stones here. Rebecca Regan throwing skip rocks for Team Nova Scotia. Another hit and roll out there. It gives the Quebec skip, Joliane Fortin, an opportunity for an open draw, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, good for skipper to get a little bit of a feel for draw weight here. Going outside of the draw to the button path, trying to draw over to that Quebec stone on the side, try to bring a jam into play. Calling top 12, top 8 out of her hand.
Nice throw, brings it over. Gives Becca a little something in her eyesight there, but this rock's over a little bit more to the left, so Rebecca's got a chance to just hit and stay on this one.
Yeah, nose hit here will be just fine. Nice soft weight coming here too. No mistake.
Yeah, she does clip the back one, but that was pretty close to that back line, so nice final stone there by Rebecca.
A transfer blank here for Team Quebec.
Final stone for Team Quebec. Sweeping for the blank and successful. So good start here. Blank after the first end. The teams will take a short break and we will as well. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Playoff Friday night here at the 2026 New Holland Canadian Under-20 Championships. We've got 2 quarterfinal games going for the women, and we've got 2 semifinal games going for the men. So it's a full slate. We are in the main arena now. All of the games have moved to one arena. We've been treated with 2 arenas here, which has been absolutely fantastic. And Tom Leonard and his crew have actually done an outstanding job by being able to have both arenas very, very similar conditions.
Crazy how fast they can turn the other pad back into a hockey rink too. They had the Zambonis out today, and you'd almost never know that it was a curling rink.
Exactly.
And, we had some women's games there first thing this morning, so really quick turnaround there.
Yeah, they work hard. That ice crew works very, very hard. Well, you can tell it's playoffs because all 4 sheets blanked at the first end. Nobody wants to take any chances early here. Everyone's still feeling things out. 3 sheets have already started the second end. One sheet, sheet D, they're getting into, they've got lots of rocks in play over there. They're getting into the final shots of their first end. Really nice guard draw by Megan around the center guard. Sitting right on that New Holland logo there. Shout out to New Holland for sponsoring our under-20 national championships. They've been our sponsor for many years. They do an absolutely tremendous job. So we're very grateful for their sponsorship and their support of junior curling in Canada.
Yeah, it's a fantastic partner for the sport. Ella now throwing, actually interesting, this Nova Scotia team had to rattle off 4 consecutive wins just to qualify for the playoffs. They started 1-3. And it was a 3-way tie for that 3rd place spot between 5 and 3 teams. And Nova Scotia actually came through because Ella's draw to the button this morning, from what I understand, was a record-setting draw to the pin.
I heard.
0.1 centimeters away from a perfect draw.
That's
it covered the button. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it's got to be a good feeling to have that draw get your team into the playoffs. That's got to be a crazy good feeling.
Oh, we got a peach here. Oh, nice little hit and flop there. 2 nice shots by Megan Fortin. It is loud in here tonight, so teams are going to have to work on their nonverbal communication.
Yeah, it's great to see everyone all on the same side of the ice. It is noisy in here.
Of course, we say that, and then there's no noise.
Yeah.
Kaylee Smith with her first rocket here in the second end. Team off it, on it, off it, on it. Nice little hit and roll there.
A really good result.
So great when you can see all 4 in the shot. You throw the weight where it's manageable.
And rolls right on top of the Quebec stone, so a little bit tricky for Quebec to deal with this stone now.
And Megan LaFrance, this is her 2nd week here in Sudbury. She competed last week as well in the under-21 mixed doubles national championships and was just a sniff away from playoffs. Really nice shot there to keep both her rocks in play.
Just catches enough of her red stone at the back of the forefoot, so Nova Scotia will have a chance here to make a hit and stick and sit 2 early in the end.
Kaylee Smith's 2nd stone here and just clips the guard. Tricky spot there.
Yeah, they're holding it for quite a way, but as soon as it gets close to center, you can see it here. Just curls enough and just catches a piece of it.
Great opportunity here for Quebec to sit 3.
Quebec does have the hammer as well, so really good opportunity here.
Good shot by Megan. They did not want to roll behind that corner guard because they want to keep that separation. So Rebecca's asking her third, Olivia McDonough. Play a hit, hopefully double off that back one. Olivia, this is also her second week here in Sudbury. She participated in the under-21 mixed doubles nationals last week and was also really, really close to getting a playoff spot. These rocks are very spread out now for Quebec.
Yeah, nose hit here, and there really won't be much of a double opportunity here for Team Nova Scotia.
Oh, and the Battle of Alberta over on sheet D. 1 point was scored in the first end. They had a lot of rocks in play over there.
They did. Really good rock there for Team Quebec.
So the two women's quarterfinals here, this is win and you move on to the semi, lose and you are out. The two men's games here are the semifinals, so whoever wins goes to the gold medal game tomorrow, and whoever loses will play in the bronze medal game tomorrow.
The two women's teams also waiting in the semifinal. You got Team Nova Scotia #1, Team Blades. So two Nova Scotia teams in the playoffs. And in the other semi, we got Team Alberta #2, and that is Sierra and Droshak waiting for their for the winners of this quarterfinal. Those games will go at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Quebec have a great opportunity here to really spread these rocks out by drawing. So when you see how much ice they're taking, that's fantastic. They're middle of the 4-foot, looking to draw over to the edge of the 8. So it's hanging a little bit on the other side of center.
15-2 should come to rest at the back of the rings.
Yeah, we do see if the weight's up a little bit, it'll track. If you throw sweeper's weight, then the break point will be sooner and you'll get a little bit more curl out of it. They're almost even, so Rebecca Regan, she's going to look to, I don't think the double's there, just hit and roll over, try to group it, stay shot rock.
Yeah, and even just rolling over towards that other Quebec stone would make Quebec shot a little bit tougher. Have to be a little bit more precise to keep sitting 3.
She's got a good amount of weight here. She's got to really hit a good chunk of that.
Just slides underneath.
It was pretty flat. She had to hit a really, really good chunk of that. She threw enough weight, just slid underneath. So Quebec, again, with an opportunity to spread these rocks out. Hard to believe, Mark, but this time tomorrow it's over.
I know. It's
I just thought about that.
I don't even know what day we're on, 12, 15 at this point. It's, you know, it's a lot of days. It's been flying by, but I think those of us that have been here the full 2 weeks are starting to feel it a little bit. But, you know, it's just even seeing so many people and just hearing the energy of this crowd, that on its own kind of gives you that extra little bit of extra motivation to get through the week. So it's been such an awesome week here.
Well, and Mark's part of the volunteer crew here, and they've been absolutely incredible the whole time. So thank you to you and all of, you know, Kelly's crew and Kathy's crew and everybody. All the volunteers have done a tremendous job.
Yeah, we've had some just incredible people helping out this week.
Before this game, the volunteers were all getting together and getting a photo, and I think it's the best looking group I've ever seen.
Really nice rock there.
They were hoping that would curl over just a little bit because now Rebecca does have a chance at a double. It's tough though because you want to make sure you're full 12 and you don't want to get too far over into a spot where you haven't thrown a rock yet.
Yeah, really good chance here regardless though for Team Quebec to score at least a couple of points. It's an opportunity here for Nova Scotia. Make a double and, you know, cut it down to a maximum of 2. It's a big shot here.
This is Rebecca's final stone of the second end.
Asking this one to curl early.
Just taking the top one out, so an open draw. So as the skip, that's a nice shot. So in the second end here, Julianne Fortin, she is looking to hit the paint.
Yeah, Julianne's already thrown 2 draws already in this game, so expect her to be very close with this one.
T-line back 4, that's a good sign.
Sweepers are backing off of this one. 15-3.
Yeah, she's good. It's gonna stop back house. Nice shot.
Just like that.
Big score of 3 for Quebec. So their blank paid off after the first end. So after 2, it is Quebec 3-0 over Team Nova Scotia. We will be back with you shortly.
Today we learned to put one foot in front of the other. That with a little hard work, great things will happen. We can go for gold, but what matters most is having fun. We learn from some of the best, improving our skills, building confidence, and making friends that feel like family. We are proud to be the future of curling.
And welcome back to the start of the third end here at the 2026 New Holland Canadian Under-20 Championships. Team Quebec picking up a big 3 in the second end to go up 3-0 over Team Nova Scotia. If we do some updates across the board, the sheet beside us, that is sheet B, it is tied. So 2 blanks in a row, Team Ontario, Team Quebec on the men's side. And that game is also on Curling Canada's YouTube channel.
Looks like we're getting some rocks in play on that sheet as well. So after 2 blanks, I think both teams are a little bit settled in over there.
Nice draw by Megan. Top 4. Ella Kinley with her first rock in the third end here, looking to put up a corner guard. Looking to put this in the free guard zone. Oh, just slides into the 12-foot, so Quebec will take that opportunity and hit that. If it stayed in the free guard zone, Quebec wouldn't have been able to hit it.
Just to update the other women's quarterfinal over on sheet A. It was a big steal at 2 in the second end for Team Manitoba number 1. So they'll take a 2-0 lead on Team Newfoundland.
There's so much going on. I'm trying to watch different sheets.
And they're all too exciting. It's
I have to say, it's hard to look over. We are right beside sheet D, and it's Quebec versus Quebec, and it's really hard to tell who's who. Their colors are very similar.
Yep. Yeah, just opposite color schemes over there.
So we do know Alberta's going to be in the final on the men's side.
Really exciting.
We don't know which Alberta team yet. Ella landing it right on that new Holland logo. That's where most of the guard placement is ideal.
Yeah, really good adjustment from her first stone as well. Quebec can't hit it just yet, so they're going to draw a third one into the top of the house.
Nova Scotia happy to have some guards in play here.
Just looking for a hit and roll here. Need it to curl a little bit.
So Kaylee and Becca urging Ella to make it curl. Nose hit there. So Megan LaFrance, she will look to hit and roll behind.
I don't mind that call of asking for a little bit less ice. We haven't seen many over curl yet tonight.
Yeah, and they're also looking at the angle of it. If if you get a little on the outside, the
jam is in play.
She's got nice weight, so they're able to curl that over a little bit. So
Really
Rebecca
late finish.
asking Kaylee for a big roll over to the corner guard. Don't really want to roll behind the red one because then you're kind of stuck there. Both teams trying to get that roll. Quebec saying, you know what, it's okay if we hit and stick here right now, because if we do, we kind of control that center.
Yeah, the first Nova Scotia will have to deal with those.
We saw this Quebec team at the Scotties this year, and they were awesome. It was an absolute treat to watch them. They gained a lot of experience being there.
It's really impressive to see so many of these young teams just in the last few years, earning the right to qualify for either the Scotties or the Brier. And I think, just playing in some of these U18s, U20s, university, college championships, just helps you get so much better and so much, just well prepared to play in these big events. So it does a lot of good for our sport, I think, here in Canada.
Yeah, gives them a lot of confidence, too. First rock for Olivia McDonough in the third end here for Nova Scotia. Need to clean some stuff up in the front. Nice shot. Nice shot by Olivia. Essentially clean things up, and they're now sitting 2 corner guards. So nice team shot. Well thrown, well swept, well called.
And a good look at it there. Just rolls everything off the center line. No major risk for a steal right now. And you got some corner guards set up for a couple points. Trying to bury this one.
Sweepers looked like they were kind of off it for a while, and then as the weight was coming off, they were able to bury it. So I'm right behind the sheet. Olivia doesn't really have much of that at all. So because it is back tee, Becca's asking her to freeze to it.
You might have seen him there out of the corner of your screen, the Alberta men's battle in the semifinal. It was a big steal of 2 for Team Alberta number 1. So Blue Shack takes the lead over Team Hebert.
Yeah, they were really jockeying for position there in the 4-foot most of the end. Both teams making lots of good shots over there. And then Peter Huschlach made a really nice shot on his last one.
Sliding a little bit deep there for Team Nova Scotia. Looks like Julianne's going to come in and try to put one right on top as well. Put some extra pressure on Nova Scotia.
As you can see, great line on that shot that Olivia just threw. Just a little bit heavy, and then it just tracked.
And I think that's such a good indication of how much it's curling. You know, that rock's only about a foot or 2 behind the red, and we're almost fully buried right there. So some really nice finish on this ice.
It's great ice because any shot can be made. If you throw the right weight and you pull your sweepers into it, a lot of shots can be made here. Brusher's on it from the beginning.
Not a bad spot.
Yeah, recognizing that it was just coming up a little bit short, but it's in a good spot because it really forces Becca to come out a little bit wider.
Yeah, no access to play the hit on that redstone either.
No, we call this a skipper's deuce. We say, okay, Becca, here you go.
Yeah, help us out a little bit.
Yeah. Here's Becca's first one. So again, just goes a little bit deep. They were trying to curl it over to kind of take some of the weight out in the curl.
Quebec's going to want to get a second one into the rings here. It's, you know, that red's in a good spot, but I wonder if this one comes up light, if the angle on those two, if you could hit even just the top of the yellow. I don't know if the angle raises there for 3. Good chance regardless here for Quebec if you could sink this one.
She's out a little bit wider here. She really just needs to block that draw path. Rebecca's got an option here to play a double. I can't see the angle whether she could stay, but the double is definitely there. Rebecca can see almost the whole red rock.
Yeah, there's a good look at it there. Maybe 2/3 to 3/4 is awfully close, so definitely there for 3.
Yeah.
It's a huge opportunity here for Team Nova
Yeah, there's
Scotia.
a good shot of it right there. Rebecca Regan in her final shot in the third end. Opportunity here to get the 3 back. Oh, unfortunately, just over curls. Quebec, a steal of 2. Big swing there. So Quebec now up 5-0 after the third end. We'll be back with you after a short break. Welcome back to Playoff Friday night here in Sudbury, Ontario at the Jerry McCrory Countryside Sports Complex. This is the 2026 New Holland Canadian Under-20 National Championships. We started this off a week ago with 36 teams, 18 teams on the women's side, 18 teams on the men's side, 2 pools of 9. After they did 9-team round robin, so they all played 8 games. The top 3 teams from each pool advanced to the playoffs. The top team from each pool advanced directly to the semis, and then it's 2 versus 3 in opposite pools. We've got the women's quarterfinal that we're featuring tonight of Quebec in the lead 5-0 over Nova Scotia. Fortin versus Regan. And the other women's quarterfinal is on sheet A, and that is Manitoba Hayward. They're up 2-0 over Newfoundland Lock. Then we've got two semifinal games going on the men's side. We still have a blanked, no score in Quebec versus Ontario on sheet B. That's the other game on our YouTube channel. And then sheet D, we've got Alberta versus Alberta. So we've got Huschlag versus Hebert. So as you can hear, it is noisy in here, which is great. There's lots of energy, lots of excitement here. So these two women's games, these are quarterfinals. Winners advance and losers are done. We have a couple teams waiting for the women's semifinal tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And the two men's games, the winners will advance to the gold medal and the losers will play for the bronze tomorrow morning.
Yeah, 9 a.m. for the women's semis. 11 a.m. for the men's finals, and 3 p.m. for the women's finals. You'll be able to catch both sets of finals on Curling Canada's YouTube channel. And we're talking about the crowd too here in the Pad A side here, the Jerry McCoy Countryside Sports Complex. Room for about 740. Seated and 171 standing, and I'm not seeing too many empty seats right now.
No, it's been great. It's been a really great turnout over this event. So Nova Scotia putting up the corner guard, but Quebec putting up that center guard, so it makes it a little bit tricky to get to their corner guard. So they're going to make sure they kind of keep their rocks in position that they can use them. Big shout out to all the umpires here over these past 2 weeks. Jackie Boudreau and her team have done an outstanding job. They have the coldest job in curling. They are at ice level all the time.
Not many updates to give on these other sheets. Every other game out here blanked the third end. So same scores right across the board.
So the Quebec team just taking an opportunity to chat, like, what do you want to do here? And they're definitely putting pressure on Nova Scotia. So they're looking just to kind of keep the pressure up. Nova Scotia's got hammer. So Quebec is saying, okay, we've got one in a really great spot, as well guarded, so we're going to let you create your offense. Because we're going to kind of junk it up a little bit.
Yeah, and that Quebec stone's in a really good spot at the top of the forefoot right now. Like to keep that guarded as long as they can. With that guard sliding a little bit deep, it's a good chance here for Nova Scotia to make at least 2, maybe 3 of the move.
Kaylee Smith will look to make some noise here, get some rocks moving.
She's close. Ooh, just drives it over top.
Quebec's not looking to make anything too complicated here. They do recognize they want this guard a little higher, so the double peel is not available. Sometimes those high guards are hard to throw.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
On fast ice too, you're basically just falling out of the hack, trying to throw it light enough just to make it over. Regan makes no mistake there.
So you'll see sometimes a player will go back, talk to their coach. They are allowed to do that when they are the non-delivering team. New world curling rule. Kaylee able to get rid of a couple of guards there, open things up. It does now give Nova Scotia both the in-turn and out-turn to get to the pin.
And maybe an ask for another guard here. The sweepers are calling this one a little bit heavy. Trying to curl it back to center a little bit as well. Yeah, I don't mind this shot for Team Nova Scotia. It's a pretty good chance to get that stone off the forefoot.
Yeah, and especially because it's going to redirect your own rock to the one on the forefoot.
This one's close. Moves the Quebec stone behind the tee line.
Olivia did get some action there.
Yeah, and with their stone spilling into the rings, it forces Quebec to play into the rings now. Chances at 2.
Things are certainly going Quebec's way tonight.
Yeah, really nice roll there.
Yeah, that was a very nice roll. Good line. You can see the shot there. It's perfectly buried behind and then has that rock right behind it on the forefoot on an angle. Quebec is certainly winning the angle battle here and where their stones are positioned. But as we have seen, all it takes is one shot to turn things around.
Yep, sure. Even just last night, Quebec was looking pretty good for the either a force or a steal, and out of nowhere, Nova Scotia did have a shot for 3. So just a couple of rocks in good spots, and a lot of good things can happen. Sweeping hard for the freeze here.
So Olivia threw a great shot, and Ella and Kaylee swept that so hard all the way down. The athletes are having trouble hearing one another, so they have been using more hand signals. Not only are the fans excited, so are all the other athletes out here.
Absolutely.
You can feel their energy has come up a little bit. It's playoff time. You know, if they want somebody to sweep, you pretty much know it.
Yeah, the intensity is definitely ramped up here.
Yeah.
Definitely louder on this side of the rink tonight.
First skip stone here. Joanne is just putting up another guard. As a skip, I have to say, you know what? That's a pretty nice thing when you're putting a guard up. So the teams are allowed to call one interaction per half. So in the first 4 ends, the team can call their coach out when they want to chat. And so you can see Coach Heather Smith chatting with Becca and Ella. So it's nice sometimes just to have a quick chat. So recognizing if they just double peel that, Quebec's just going to put up another guard. So let's beat her to it.
Yeah, top button's the call here.
Quebec's okay if Nova Scotia takes one because then they'll get the hammer back. So it's kind of a good opportunity for Nova Scotia here.
Yeah, Nova Scotia should be happy with a single point at this stage of the end. There's 2 Quebec stones in a really good spot in the forefoot.
First stone here by Rebecca Regan in the 4th end. Playing the outturn draw to the New Holland logo button. Line looks great.
So it's curling nicely. 16 should be in the ballpark.
Weight's great.
Yeah, line's really good on this one too. Look at that.
Beauty. That'll give Nova Scotia a little bit of a boost. And Quebec says, okay, no problem. We'll give you that. Julianne making no time to make that decision. Taking no time.
Yeah, and goal here for Quebec is just to make the draw for 2 a little bit tougher for Team Nova Scotia. This one in maybe top 12, even top 8 would be pretty good. Line's looking good here, definitely wider than the any of the other draws down here.
They're just looking to block the path. So Rebecca doesn't have the same draw for 2.
Yeah, stops in a great spot there too.
So the men's game beside us, Quebec versus Ontario. There's actually a point. Ontario scored 1 in the 4th. It is now 1-0. Ontario versus Quebec on the men's side. That's the other game on YouTube.
And the other women's quarter on sheet A, just looking at the update there, Manitoba with another steal of 2, so they're starting to pull away with that one. Team Hayward up 4-0 at the break on Team Locke. But as we've seen it earlier this week, comebacks are not uncommon late in the game.
Very true.
And all 8 of these teams on the ice are so good. They, a couple rocks in play. These teams have made a lot of shots in a row to get here, so not out of the question for these teams to be able to mount a comeback.
Rebecca looking to tap her yellow up.
Yeah, if you could chip this sideways, push the red back and roll to the button.
Just
curls.
clip the guard. Nova Scotia is on the board, scoring 1. We're at the halfway point here with Quebec up 5-1 over Nova Scotia. Teams are going to take a 5-minute break, and we will be back with you shortly.
Today we learned to put one foot in front of the other. That with a little hard work, great things will happen. We can go for gold, but what matters most is having fun. We learn from some of the best, improving our skills, building confidence, and making friends that feel like family. We are proud to be the future of curling.
Look at that shot. There goes one move in here. Get them both through. Ah, great shot. That's a great shot. Oh, he's going to pick it right out of there. He's got it. That is what you need to become the Canadian What do you got? You got one, you got two, you got three for the game.
Time to go home, kiddo.
Just one more throw, please.
Thank you for making moments like these possible.
Welcome back to Playoff Friday night here in Sudbury, Ontario at the Jerry McCrory Countryside Sports Complex. This is the 2026 New Holland Canadian Under-20 National Championships. My name is Helen Radford. I work with Curling Canada in the Next Gen and Podium Pathway. And I'm here with super volunteer Mark Robinson. We are featuring the Quebec-Nova Scotia game. Quebec Team Fortin versus Team Nova Scotia Regan. The score is 5-1 Quebec over Nova Scotia. The first half definitely was in Quebec's favor, getting the angles that they needed and just putting pressure on Nova Scotia.
And you know, we've seen like some really good opportunities for Nova Scotia. It's not like they're totally out of it either. We've seen some really good opportunities to either set up 2 or 3 points.
We've got 3 other games on the go here tonight. The other YouTube game is on sheet B. It is Quebec versus Ontario. It's Ontario 1-0. We've got 2 men's games. They are the semifinals here tonight. The other men's game is on sheet D. They just finished the 4th end, and I think Huchelac's team stole again. I think they stole a point or so. So they're holding the lead. It's Alberta versus Alberta. And then on sheet A, we've got Manitoba Hayward versus Newfoundland Lock, and Manitoba is in the lead 4-0. You can find all our scores on Curling Canada's website, curling.ca/scoreboard. And we'll be with you all day tomorrow as well, because this time tomorrow we will have 2 new Canadian champions.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
Just seeing the caliber of play here this week, any of these teams that are left in it would be phenomenal champions and great representatives for Team Canada.
Yeah, super exciting. So the 2 winners here tomorrow will represent Canada next year at the 2027 World Junior Curling Championships in February. We have no idea where they will be.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a World Curling Surprise. So whenever they have a host, they will let us know. So at this point in time, we do not know. But exciting times for a couple of teams for sure. Oh, that Alberta game over there, Huchelak stole another 2. So they are up 5-0. So we had all of our games start off tight, and now we've got 3 games where there's a lead, a significant lead by 3 of the teams. We've got a couple good shots here. Nova Scotia's Ella Kinley put up a nice tight guard, and then Quebec's Megan Fortin, nice come around. So Ella's second stone here of the 5th end. She's going to put up a high guard. She wants it to touch center so that Quebec can't remove that. They can't bump it off the center line. And if they do bump it off the center line, then the other team has the choice. Do you put it back, or do you leave it as is? So Quebec is just gonna, they've got hammer. They've got one in a really great spot, top button. Megan's looking to freeze directly on top of that, and then it's going to be pretty tough for Nova Scotia to get anywhere near that button.
And you'd like the stone to be in a really good spot top of the forefoot, because Nova Scotia does have 2 really good guards they could use.
Yeah, and their Nova Scotia guards are a little bit staggered, so it makes that come around even sweeter.
It's looking really good here for Team Quebec.
2 beauties.
Absolutely perfect.
Quebec has been very precise this game. They are firing on all cylinders today.
And even the sweeping call is just weight judging, right? Like as soon as the teams let it go, they know exactly where the stones are going. But really precise here from this team.
So Kaylee Smith's first rock. Looking to freeze onto the top Quebec rock. Looks like it's gonna go maybe right in the, almost right up to it.
That's a pretty good spot.
Julianne making no hesitation, walking up.
Yeah, 4-point lead here for Team Quebec with hammer, so they're not going to want to leave too many stones, especially in the center, especially with their two draws in phenomenal spots at the top of the forefoot.
Megan LaFrance looking just to peel that out, and she did. These games are 8 ends this year, which everyone's actually quite happy about. So World Curling changed the World Juniors next year. It was 10 ends, and they've changed it to 8 ends. And so when we polled the member associations across the country to say, we have an opportunity to play 8 ends this year if we want to, because the winners will be playing 8 ends, it was unanimous.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. I think the players are happy. The ice crew is super happy. The umpires, I know, you know, there are a lot of 10-end games here with when you've got 36 teams. So I think we've all kind of enjoyed the 8 ends.
Yeah, a few extra minutes on the warm side of the building never hurts, too.
Kaylee putting up a guard and Megan looking to peel it.
The angle's there to make a few of these Nova Scotia rocks fly if they hit it in the right spot. Just a single there, so no problem.
Nice peel by Megan.
Nova Scotia just discussing here, at what point in the end do you want to change gears and try tapping and setting up a steal? Discussing whether to throw one more guard.
So just a little bit heavy, and then it was hard to hear, so they couldn't hear the sweep call. Nice peel there by Emmy. Those two Quebec stones were so well thrown at the beginning of the end. They've stayed in a great position. They're so good, it's going to take 2 shots to move those around. Nova Scotia wants to get rocks in play so that they can promote them.
Yeah, a little tap here would be great to set it up. Comes up a hair short, but
Good spot though, because they can actually do something with it. Quebec's going to try to change those angles up. They don't like how nicely they're lining up for Nova Scotia.
yeah, I think the double in the pocket there for Quebec would spill one of their back red stones. So. A little bit to think about here for Team Quebec. Don't want to be wide with this one either.
I mean, LaFrance throwing her second rock of the 5th end. She was able to connect on both yellow, hit the yellow on the left a little bit harder than they were hoping. They're still sitting shot rock, but it does give Nova Scotia a chance to actually sit and hit in lie 3.
Yeah, Nova Scotia definitely got what they wanted there, with Quebec not being able to remove either of the Nova Scotia stones.
That's what we say. Sometimes it just takes one shot, right,
yeah,
to change it all up.
Yeah, chance out of nowhere here for Nova Scotia to sit 3.
Yes.
Skip stones.
Rebecca is pretty far on that side of center. Just came out a little wide there. Ended up with a little redirect.
Yeah, a little fortunate to have that Nova Scotia stone come to rest right in front of the Quebec stone. It's a little bit tricky for Quebec to deal with it.
You can see how close that Nova Scotia yellow stone is to the red one. You can just see the coach in the background there. That's Brandon LaFrance. He's the dad of 2 of the girls in the team. So the entire team consists of 2 families. The LaFrance families and Fortin.
And that's got to be special for both families too.
Oh, definitely. Nerve-wracking too, I'm sure. Stressful. Knowing you've got 2 kids out there. These girls have played together for years. They get along so well on and off the ice.
Yeah, and a lot of experience for the 4 of them. They've got silver medalists last year at this event. It's their 4th appearance at the U-20s. We've got 3 previous appearances at Canadian U-18s as well, with a silver in 2024 and a bronze in 2022. And to top it all off, they've also got a Canada Winter Games bronze from 2023. So tons of experience, and to go with that, Scotty's appearance earlier this season as well. And all 4 of them are either 18 or 20, so plenty of experience for 4 really young athletes here.
They were runner-up at this event last year, so they're definitely... Okay, the girls are going to hear nothing because the Quebec skip, Tremblay, just made a great shot and the crowd is going crazy.
Got a ton of fans making the trip from Quebec and Ontario. Definitely the loudest of the bunch right now.
Really nice shot by Julianne because they recognize that was Nova Scotia's best shot. Probably came a little deeper than what they were hoping. Really hard for them to call a line or communicate. It was very loud in here.
But they're going to be excited. That roar of the crowd was their Quebec counterparts. Team Tremblay picking up a big 3 points in the 5th end. So they take a 3-1 lead in their men's semifinal against Team Ontario.
Yeah, so if you want to take a look at the sheet B, I'm just going to pull that up here for you. We've got an amazing crew here, this IKS crew. They are pulling up the split screen for you so you can see it on our. Here he comes. I didn't really see the shot, so we're just seeing it for the first time here too. Raphael Tremblay. Oh. I think you'll have to go over to the B sheet and take a look at it. It was a great shot for 3. I just saw rocks flying. I didn't see what happened.
Yeah, it was pretty wide open there for the first half of that game, but lots of rocks in play all of a sudden.
Rebecca looking just to run this straight back.
Chance to steal here if you could hit it on the nose. This one's curling early.
So Quebec will have a draw for 2. Needs to bite the 4-foot. So they're counting 1 for sure.
Yeah, no need to try hit on that yellow-red combination to score anything more than 2. They've got that 4-point cushion already.
I don't think they could hit that.
No. Seen a lot of action on these stones, but that Nova Scotia stone is just locked on. So draw for 2 here for Team Quebec.
They had a 15-7 hog-to-hog, so that's great.
Yeah, sweepers are on and off this one. Right on the button.
Right on the New Holland logo. Big 2 points for Quebec to take a lead of 7-1 after 5 ends. Teams will take a short break, and so will we. We'll see you shortly. Good evening and welcome to the Jerry McCrory Countryside Sports Complex here in Sudbury, Ontario. Our feature sheet is Quebec Fortin is up 7-1 over Nova Scotia Regan. It really has been a bit of a game of Quebec just getting the angles and being a little bit more precise. These are 8-end games, so the 6th end, Nova Scotia is going to want to score multiples here. We have a tremendous group of volunteers here, Mark.
You know, we really do. It's it all kind of stems from our 2 event co-chairs, Kelly Irvine and Kathy Horgan. Kathy also taking care of timing this week. I'm going to got to give Kelly an extra shout out. She's been just phenomenal, kind of an all-star this week. Just
definitely,
taking care
and
of,
last week.
Oh, just these full 2 weeks, just taking care of absolutely everything that comes our way. Going to give a shout out to Ray Jonice. He's in charge of the arena stones and ice team. So he's essentially scheduling all of our arena volunteers, making sure that everything is smooth and kind of leading the, making sure the Curling Canada ice team has everything they need. Don DeLongchamp is leading our security team, making sure that no one's getting in for free to watch all this awesome action, and just making sure that everything is top notch for this event. Lorraine Jonice. Of course, that last name sounds familiar. It's with Ray. She's taking care of all our finance this week, done a phenomenal job. For those of you who are here in the building and had the opportunity to see our opening ceremonies,
They were
fantastic.
fantastic.
Karen Luxak and her team just knocked it out of the park every single time.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. Jody Gibson and her team with the accreditation, absolutely phenomenal. Mentioned Kathy Horgan. We've got Cheryl Rajala. We've heard so many good things about the players' lounge, the coaches' lounge back at the hotel. Cheryl and her team just doing a phenomenal job making sure that these athletes have snacks and games for all these teams to mingle, to have fun afterwards, meet each other. It's a phenomenal job. And then I have to give a shout out to Clara Steele as well. Some of the camera angles, Clara's actually timing this game tonight, so you may get glimpses of her right in the middle of the scoreboard. She's been absolutely phenomenal with our sponsorship team and just making sure all the little details in these last couple months have been just taken care of. So we've got such a good team, and just it's so hard to name all these volunteers, but so many people have done so much for our team, and it's you couldn't ask for better people here on our team here in Sudbury.
Oh, it's been a fantastic 2 weeks here. Huge shout out. We've been incredibly blessed and grateful to have such a solid volunteer crew. Events like this they don't happen without a lot of great people behind it. So thank you to everyone who has contributed here. Well, as we predict with a score of 7-1, Nova Scotia's got they've got hammer, so they've put up corner guards. So they've done stacked corner guards on one side. Quebec just says, you know what, we're just going to kind of keep things simple. We're going to keep them in the house.
You can hear the fans, they're just ramping up the energy late in the game.
Yeah.
You can tell all these games are kind of coming down to these last 2-3 ends, and all these fans are absolutely loving just such a treat being able to watch 4 phenomenal games here. And if this is a preview for our 3 draws tomorrow, then I'm excited to tune in. It's
definitely
just awesome curling here tonight.
So Nova Scotia put up corners, and they're going to use them, so that's good. We'll get some rocks in play.
Calling this one a hair heavy, but I'd like to curl this one around the guards.
Yeah, Olivia just jumping in and curling that over.
Yeah, fully buried there. Really nice.
Quebec recognizing we don't want guards in play, so Julian walking up right away, getting Megan to peel this top guard off.
Good chance for a double peel here. Oh, it just misses the back one. Extra guard there to work with for Team Nova Scotia.
So good call here by Rebecca, looking to, those are pretty tightly, you just see how it just slightly missed there. So you can see how close those 2 red rocks are. Nova Scotia needs to bump them around a little bit in order to use them. Oh, I guess change of plan. I'm not sure. Maybe playing a run back?
Yeah, maybe a run back just to get these 2 stones out of the forefoot. So even a softer weight here, try to keep both stones at the back of the house. Make these rocks usable for Team Nova Scotia. Makes contact. Gets 2 of them just about out of the forefoot.
So Emmy looking to hit this back one here. Not really wanting to sit right there. So keeping the pressure on Nova Scotia, rolling it to the back four, closing down Nova Scotia's scoring zone.
Yeah, a couple options now for your team Nova Scotia with those red rocks spread out a little bit. Looking to play just a little hit and roll here first. Hard to get by the top one, just by.
Great brushing. Nice shot by Olivia McDonough.
See here, just by that stone at the top of the forefoot.
See how hard Kaylee worked on that one. Quebec's going to come to it, but really it's okay if they don't sit right on top of it. They're okay for Nova Scotia to score one here.
Yeah, and anything in front of the tee line here is a usable stone for Team Quebec. Make it really difficult for Team Nova Scotia to get in there.
I'm behind the rock. That just took off.
Yeah, going hard to get it by the guard. Ooh. Just by.
That really curled.
Don't want to bounce off too far.
Gives Nova Scotia another chance to get in there.
So just by this red.
Got by that guard. It is nice when you're right behind the sheet and you can see the path. And that one broke a little bit earlier than what I think even they were anticipating.
That's a really good opportunity here for Team Nova Scotia to sink one in there. And sit two buried on the button if they can. Going hard to get by this Team Quebec guard. Can they get it by? Not quite, just gets the rub. So opportunity here for Team Quebec to essentially take this end away from Nova Scotia. Really good freeze here, and it'll be really difficult for Team Nova Scotia to score. Chance to cover the pin here. Quebec looking to carve this one in. Love to freeze it on the top of the button, but this one's hanging a little bit.
It's got a big break now.
That's in a good spot there.
Nova Scotia's got a tricky opportunity for two. I think she's got to probably raise her. Sorry, I was distracted. I was watching the other sheet there. Holy, that Ontario-Quebec game is so loud beside us. So that game is now tied 3-3.
After 6. wonder if you could curl this one around the
Yeah,
that high Quebec guard.
it is really, like, it is breaking hard in this particular outturn. And that is a fairly high guard.
Yeah, I think top button weight should have no problem getting.
It's the
through
tricky
there.
part is the weight. If you don't throw sweeper's weight, it won't break. So if she's a little bit heavy, it's just gonna hang. Okay, it's starting to curl now. This is a big curl here.
Gotta get this one up.
Kaylee
the Quebec's
is
on
going.
The 4 foot. Get the rub.
She threw that really well. That was very, very close.
Yeah, weight was perfect on that
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah, Quebec taking a look at it to say, hey, it's getting pretty tough for her to get 2.
Yeah, debating whether you want to tap it up to try to steal one here, but I don't know. Up by 6, 3 ends to go. I think the force is looking pretty good.
So teams have one interaction in the second half of the game. So teams have lots of time on the clock. So the Quebec girls just taking a little bit of extra time to chat about it together.
I didn't see the call here. I think Quebec might be electing to just play the guard here.
I think so, yeah.
Give Nova Scotia the single point.
Yeah. It's pretty tough for Nova Scotia to get a second point. So they're just guarding their best opportunity.
Yeah, I think the only shot there for 2 would have been Rebecca throwing the exact same stone and tapping up the stone she just threw.
Yeah, and then the only other shot is she's got to raise her yellow guard just off center line. She's got to tap that up.
Yeah, I think we might see that.
Well, she kind of has to.
Yeah.
She's got to try to score multiple here. You don't have to throw a lot of weight. You could just throw it at tap. Tough shot here for Rebecca, but they should know the line here.
It's a good look at it. Just hit it like 7/8 of the stone, just high side.
Rebecca Regan and their second stone, final shot of the 6th end. Olivia McDonough sweeping hard to get that to curl up. Not quite. So 1 for Nova Scotia. So a score of 7-2 After 6 ends here, teams will take a short break and we will be back. Welcome back, everybody, to the 2026 New Holland Canadian Under-20 National Championships here in Sudbury, Ontario at the Jerry McCrory Countryside Sports Complex. We've got a game, Quebec 7, Nova Scotia 2. What I like a lot, Mark, is you can see the Nova Scotia team. They're staying positive. They're supporting each other. They're enjoying themselves.
And you're still seeing smiles right now.
Yeah, and this is lead Ella Kinley. She's 20 years old, medical science student at Dalhousie University. So she's going to look to throw a couple guards up here. They're sweeping hard just to get that over the hog line. That's close. It's close. Did you get it?
Not
oh,
quite.
So close. And that's a hard sweep when you know it's light. Tough start in the 7th end here.
So the 5-point lead, we're going to see Megan Fortin trying to draw just to the side of the house here. No need for guards. And she is an 18-year-old student at the Cégep de Jonquière in Quebec. Another good sweep just to get the good piece of the rings there.
These are two really nice teams. Like they're friendly to each other. They're friendly, with their team to the opposition. It's lovely to watch them play.
It's great to see, even after the games, just seeing a lot of these teams mingling out in the lobby and sharing a laugh, sharing some jokes.
And I'm sure over time, some of them will end up being teammates.
Absolutely.
This is where a lot of people meet each other and move across the country to play with one another, go to university or college. Nice shot by Ella. Put up that tight guard.
And Quebec quickly calling the come around this guard now.
They're going to try to force play into the rings and then start peeling.
Yeah, Megan's made some really nice draws around center.
Yeah,
pretty
she
much
has.
this whole game. And yeah, no mistake here either.
She's made some key draws. Yeah, another beauty. Two Quebec teams side by side. They would know each other well. Kaylee Smith, she is 19 years old. She's a biology student at Acadia University. All of these athletes have multiple Canadian championships under their belt. Both of them still fighting to come out with this one.
A nice high guard there.
No hesitation.
Straight peel being asked here. Megan Lafrance, an 18-year-old student at the Centre de Formation Professionnelle du Grand Fjord Pavillon Oasis. And in the same amount of time it took me to say that, she made the peel. Good chance to practice my French at the same time there.
That's good. I'm glad you are. All the games across the sheets are in the 7th end. Sheet A, Manitoba is leading 5-2 over Newfoundland. Sheet B, in a women's game. Sheet B, the men's game is tied 3-3, Ontario and Quebec. And on Sheet D, Alberta Huschlack is up 6-2 over Alberta Hebert. Unfortunately, not able to get another guard over that hog line. It's so tricky. As the thrower, you try to throw it light, but you almost have to just throw the guard and let the brushers adjust. It's hard, especially when it's 16 seconds hog to hog for a draw to the tee. It's like you're kicking out with 18 seconds. It's hard. Really nice peel there by Megan.
Yeah, no worries about catching the stone on the side of the 8-foot there, or the 12-foot rather.
Olivia McDonough, from Team Nova Scotia. She's 19 years old, a science student at Dalhousie University. And as I mentioned earlier, this is her 2nd week here. So she's done a lot of curling in Sudbury this week, or over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. And she made a lot of nice shots like that over the last 2 weeks too. They played really, really well. Amy Lafrance, a 3rd for Team Quebec, 20-year-old student at the Cégep de Jonquière. Status quo here for Quebec, still looking for the peel. Just catches a piece of it. And spins that rock back into the 12-foot.
And that's pretty much how it's been going for Quebec. They have been playing very, very well. Olivia looking to put another guard up.
Plan B here, looking for the freeze. No mistake. Trying to hit this one on the nose. Just roll off a little bit. Removes the backing from that Nova Scotia stone.
Rebecca Regan, she's 20 years old. She's a science student at Dalhousie University. She's going to play a tight guard here. Kaylee looking to get that over towards center a little bit.
It's a good spot. Straight peel to call here. No need to get too fancy with a 5-point lead. This is Julianne Fortin's first skip stone. 20-year-old biomedical analysis technology student at the Cégep de Jonquière.
We had, on all 4 sheets, skips throwing shots at the exact same time. They kind of went one after another, so pretty tough to hear.
I was going to say, we're giving shout-outs earlier. I have to give probably one of the biggest shout-outs to this awesome crowd here. You know, this wouldn't...
That's right.
They just make this energy so much more special.
Rebecca Regan, this is final stone here in the 7th end. Quebec has hammer. They're looking to freeze into the pocket. Unfortunately, just didn't curl over enough. So Julianne looking to make a double and end this game. They've looked very good tonight.
They have. Not many misses, just extremely solid, extremely accurate.
Sheet A, Manitoba picked up another steal. And they are up 6-2 going into the 8th end. Team Hayward over Team Locke. Final stone here in the 7th end. Julianne Fortin looking to make a double. And she does. And congratulations to Team Quebec. They played an outstanding game here tonight. Quebec will advance to the semifinals. Love to see the hugs. The girls all know each other quite well. They're not just competitors, they're really good friends. Aww, that's what this is all about this event. They're friends on and off the ice, which is wonderful. So big win for Team Quebec. Nova Scotia's journey will end here with that game. They had a great run, especially at the end of the week. So congratulations to them. We are going to sign off here from our game. Quebec picked up 2 there for a final score of 9-2. Mark, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me this week.
I'll be here tomorrow to commentate for the women's final game. Thank you everybody for joining us here tonight. Again, you can catch the scores on curling.ca/scoreboard to catch those finals. And the Quebec-Ontario men's game is still going. They're in the 8th end. Quebec is up 4-3. You can catch that game on YouTube. Thanks, everyone, and have a great night.
Have a great weekend.
It's a beautiful blend of strategy, skill, and creativity. Curling. But it's our people that make us great. We're a mosaic of countless experiences. We communicate and collaborate. We value new ideas and different perspectives. We learn from our past and from our future. We may even disagree sometimes, but it's in our differences that we can see our strengths. The beauty of our sport is reflected in our people and our values. Regardless of your ethnicity or gender, your abilities, your stage in life, your beliefs, or who you love. The rocks and the ice don't discriminate. And as curlers, we won't either. We will be the change that we want to see in the world. Curling is a place for everyone.